Okay, all right to drink my tea.
You are fine to drink your tea.
Okay.
So, hello,
Hello, Rachel.
and welcome to the Cynic's Guide to Hippie Shit. So, I am here today with Big Davy King,
Hey, hey, hey.
and we're going to be talking about journaling. And I think journaling is something that is quite in vogue at the moment, isn't it?
Hmm.
But what is it?
Uh, I suppose it's like punctuating the moment, like a diary, recording things. But in my group, it's that, but it's also trying to go off on a flight of fancy or a flourish.
Flourish. I like that.
Yeah. And yes, so we ground it a bit, but we together we come up with themes, and I think it's grand. I'm really impressed with everybody. I'm quite, yeah.
So you have a journaling group. Well, we have a journaling group. It's
Yes.
mainly your group, isn't it? That's mindful therapies.
Mm.
Should we do a little plug for the journaling group?
Yes, it's Friday, 2 o'clock, every Friday, 2 till 3:30. It's called the Journaling
Oh,
Symposium.
yes.
We don't all sit around like ancient Greeks and in the nude.
No, well, it's getting into autumn now.
That's right. But it's lovely company, and it's just kind of grown in an analog way.
Mm.
Got some regulars, but we're always welcoming new people, and I always say we're good companions, and we learn to share and welcome new people.
Nice. And what do you do? What do we do?
What do we do? I usually start with a guided meditation. Then we do a little check-in, a bit like your own mindful space, but which is on Wednesdays. A bit like that, but a little shorter. Maybe we focus on how our writing, our journaling, our ledger keeping is going, or our diaries, if we're doing it at all, what if we're thinking about it. And we can say whatever we like in that spot. But so once we've done a little check-in, we get down to it, and usually we've got the subject. I've either thought of it beforehand, or someone suggests something, or we modify it, and off we go for 25 minutes or so. It's very quiet and studious. It's rather lovely. Everyone writes, and it's very nice. Then we kind of read it back,
Mm.
and we don't just read that back our words. We sort of say how we felt about it, what it really meant to be. Yeah, so it's light subjects, but it's also serious, healing, cathartic stuff. I was really impressed last week. We just get such a wide range of writing, and I'm rather proud.
That's nice. But so you mentioned journals and diaries and ledgers, and you regularly talk about putting things into your ledgers.
Ledgers, yeah.
Like what? And you can buy loads of journals these days.
You can,
And
yeah.
what's the point? What are journals for, and what do we do, and how do we do it? Like how would we get started? How would somebody watching this get
Uh-huh.
started?
Uh, there's many ways to get started. I just bought a jotter, I call it, a book, like an old school book, and I've been thinking about I must record some words because I get crazy thoughts, bad thoughts, good thoughts, and I some of them are so amazing. I just think I must record these and turn them into something. So yeah, I just got myself a jotter and started writing. And often in my work, because I help people with their personal independence payments. I often tell people to keep a diary and write bullet points. Uh, so it's really just a natural development of that, really, recording, and not, yeah, I guess I used to think it was a pompous, silly, pretentious thing to do, and maybe can still be, but I don't care anymore. I know I like it. It punctuates my life, helps me with the therapy I've done, makes me laugh, gives you something to do, and a loose end, and you'll be surprised what you might find.
So how often do you write in your journal?
Well, formally, not as often as I'd like. I have got my own issues with that, but I try to use the words in other ways. I try to, if people get a text message from me, I sometimes always give them an extra few words that is really quite creative. And I also do that subversively in my work, because writing mandatory reconsiderations and appeals and forms, I know it's a bit naughty, but sometimes I just go off on a flight of fancy. Not excessively so, but it keeps me sane, I suppose, to sometimes throw in something that wouldn't normally go in a doer form or letter.
Mm.